Hello everyone, I am Aisha Jamil and I'm from the group regarding human rights. And today I'm here with Mr. Ursulan Nawaz, who's going to give us a brief interview about important human rights. Thank you, Mr. Ursulan, for being here. Can you please introduce yourself?
Sure. Thank you for having me. My name is Arslan Nawaz, and I'm working as a software engineer here in Finland. And today we are talking about human rights.
Yes, exactly. So the first question I'm going to ask you is, what is your opinion regarding human rights?
Human rights, I think this is something which makes us different from other species, animals, because if we don't protect everyone's or one another's human rights, basic rights, then there is no difference between us and the animals. So I think these are very vital for our existence in harmony.
Great. Second question I'm going to ask you is, name any 3 human rights you are aware of.
3 human rights. So the first one I think would be that everybody should have free will to choose how he or she wants to live his life, provided that it's not damaging any other person in any way. And second would be that a person should have free will to move around, and notice, of course, if there are restrictions, like in these times, if I talk about Finland, that they are very, they put quite a lot of emphasis on human rights, especially the free will of movement around. And if you think about other countries, for example, in Middle Eastern countries, there are quite heavy restrictions on movement. So if the situation is worse, related to COVID cases, then there are restrictions on movement as well, that you cannot go outside of this area. And similar in Pakistan, also with these smart lockdowns. But in Finland, people are free to move around, but they have their obligation that they have to be careful so that other people's rights are not disturbed.
Yes, great. So third question, in your opinion, why should we respect human rights?
This questions is more, I think, related to what are human rights, because like I said in the beginning, that this is what makes us different from animals. And human rights is something which makes us more civil in the sense.
Yes, great. Next question, who do you think has human rights?
I think every person, even if that person is mentally challenged, even that person has its rights, because these are the things what makes us human, that even if that person is not feeling well, he is mentally challenged, he cannot think for himself clearly. So, but there are his basic rights, those should be safeguarded. And every human being has human rights.
Yes, and I definitely agree with you too. Question number 5, which human right do you think is the most important and why?
I think, third human right, in the second question you asked name 3 human rights. I mentioned 2. The third one I think would be free will to think, free thinking. So that free thinking and free option to create a belief system for a person. So I think that one is the most important one, because if you restrict the thinking of a person, that will in a bigger picture, it will harm the creativity as a nation, because as a group or as a nation, because free will, free thinking and free choice of faith is something which enables a person to choose how he wants to live his life. And that affects also that if he is given free will of thinking and choosing his faith, he will also respect other people's thinking and faith, and that in turn will create a greater good in the society.
I absolutely love that answer. My last question for you would be, what is the current status of human rights in your country, Finland?
Finland puts quite a lot of emphasis on human rights, especially that these three things that I mentioned, and also the quality of living. That is the reason why the quality of living is quite good in Finland and in most of the European countries, because they consider that every human being has the right to have basic necessities of life: free will, free thinking, free movement, and also rights to have a shelter, rights to food, water, and everything.
Yes,
So I think
that's
there is quite a good situation with human rights in Finland.
great. Thank you so much. That will be all, and I really appreciate your time.
No problem. I hope that goes well, and I wish you good luck.
Yeah, thank you. I hope everyone learned something from this interview, and I hope you can also check out other videos of us on our YouTube channel, Rights and Issues. And yeah, with that, I'll just say goodbye.
Thanks. Goodbye. Have a good day.
Yeah, bye, you too.